Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Sarah and my channel is Handmade by Sarah W. I am here to talk to you all about cross stitch today. Welcome. If it's your first time, hey, my name's Sarah. I live in Alabama and I love to cross stitch and sew and quilt and knit and try anything crafty. And primarily I do talk about cross stitch. If you see something you like, I hope you would consider subscribing to my channel. And welcome back if you're not new here. So this is Flosstube number 59, and last time I came to you, I had not been feeling good. So then I ended up getting sick again, completely unrelated to the first thing, and it's just been a month. September has been crazy, and it's almost over. I can't believe we're almost to October. So that is why I did not come back last weekend, because I did not feel good. So I'm here this weekend and hopefully that trend continues, that I'm feeling better. So what do I have for you today? I have a stitch finish, a new start, and I have 5 whips. Everything I'm going to show you today is fall. I'm so enjoying all of the fall stitching. It's been really fun, and I hope maybe some of these stitches inspire you, and you can have fun fall stitching too. So the first thing I have to show you is my fully finished, or not fully finished, sorry, my stitch finish. This is by the Scarlet House, and it is called Bonnie's Bittersweet. So here is my stitch finish. This is the finishing board for it. The finishing board comes from Homestead Needleworks. So I'll show you that, Homestead Needleworks. But this is the finishing board and this is the stitched piece. I just need to mount it on there. And I just love this. I told a story of it, I think last time or the time before. I just got a new needlework shop where I live, and it's called Stitchwork Design Co. And she also has an online shop and a lot of great options for fabric, especially Ada. She's carrying a lot of Ada, so check her out. If you're not local, you can go on her website. But I saw this, and it was stitched and finished on this board in the shop, and I had never seen this design before. I loved it. And I couldn't stop thinking about it. So the next time I went, I asked her what it was, and it was a Scarlet House, Bonnie's Bittersweet. So I ended up buying the chart and the board there. And so I used all of the called for colors, except I did sub out the darker orange. Now I didn't write it down, but I did stitch this on a 20 count fiber on a whim in the color Parchment. So I'll be excited to have this displayed this year. It's so cute. I just love it. Okay, so then next I'll show you my new start. So, and this is in a project keeper that I made, and I just think it's so cute. But I started this with my friend Sarah. She is Sarah Stitchery on YouTube and Stitchy Sarah Reads on Instagram. So we started Blackwater Hollow. It's called Blackwater Hollow Sampler by Stacy Nash. We started this together, and here is my progress. So I'm stitching this on 20 count fiber on a whim in the color Hazelwood, and I'm using all of the called for colors. And I will tell you, something that I often forget to mention is that I stitch, primarily I'm on 18 or 20, sometimes 16, but if I'm on 16, it's usually a picture this plus, and that measures at an 18. So I always use one strand. But if I'm using like a 14 count, maybe for like a small something, I would use 2. But usually it's just 1. I do get asked that a lot, and for some reason, I just forget to mention it. But yeah, everything's with 1 strand. And also people ask me if I'm doing it over 1. Well, I stitch on Ada, so yes, it's just over 1. That's a little different than stitching on linen, where you go over 2. So here's my progress. I love it, love this fabric, the colors, everything. So I'm excited to get back to that. And then I will show you what is in the other side of this keeper. I'll show you what I mean. So on the inside, I have 2 pockets, and so I have 2 projects. And on the other side here, I have Harvest Moon by Annie Bees. I did start this last year. Sarah and I started it, and also I know, I think my friend Michelle Quilt, she started it too with us. So I pulled that back out this year, and I'm enjoying it so much. I'll tell you what I got done since I've pulled out this year. I had finished all of this in the border last year. This year, well, and some of this down here. So I had to finish out all of this. So like from here down is done. Then I went up with the flagpole. I did everything in the roof. I did the moon and the clouds, and I'm working on the flag. So that's how much I've gotten done. And that was only really like working on this maybe 4 times or something. So, oh, I'm excited to stitch the house and everything that goes up the sides. That's going to be fun. So that's where I've gotten on this. This is being stitched on an 18 count Fiber on a Whim in the color Milk and Honey. And I am using all of the called for colors except the white I subbed for DMC 712. But everything else is called for, and they're very pretty. I think it's all Gentle Arts. I'll show you. Just a pretty fall palette, you know. Love it. Love it. So, okay. I was working on that this morning too, working on the white and that flag. And then I made myself stop because I have other things I need to do, and then I thought this is a perfect time to film my video. Okay, next let's look at, okay, this one is called Farm Market Pin Keep, and it's by Stacy Nash. Again, started this with Sarah, and here is my progress. Oh, I just love it. Oh, I want to work on this weekend too. I want to get some orange in there. Okay, so this one I am stitching this on an 18 count Forbidden Fiber coat in the color Lunar. And I'm using all of the called for colors. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. I love how her pin keeps are like huge. I love it. But I do think that I'm gonna probably finish it into a pillow because I like having some larger, like taller things in the back of my dough bowl. So I think I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna stick with that. Okay, next we have another Stacy Nash. Another stitch with Sarah. Stacy and Sarah, we are all about the Stacy Nash right now. So this is Butternut House Pin Keep, another large pin keep. And let's see, I'm using all of the called for except the charcoal I subbed with, I think it's 535 DMC. I'm just color completing. So last night I was able to finish all of that gray. Oh, I love it. I love it. I really love fall. We're not feeling like fall yet though. It's still like in the 90s a lot, but I'm just pretending. Okay, so next we have, oh, I just love this one. I really do. And every time I see this fabric, it just makes me so happy because I love this stitch. This is another Stacy Nash, another Sarah and Sarah start. This is called Halloween at Hollyberry Farms. And here's my progress. So I've gotten all the way to the side, like that's as wide as it will be. And let's see, the last time I worked on this, I think I did these 2 lines and then I kind of started going over there. I think what I might do is do like a strand or 2 in the white, a strand or 2 in the dark, and then move over to the other side and do the same thing so that I'm like working both sides, moving down. But I also really want to work on some of the inside stuff too, because I feel like I love all these Holly Berry Farms, but I feel like I get so stuck on the border and then I don't know. So I kind of think I want to jump back and forth. But this fabric is beautiful, and this is an 18 count Haunted by Seraphim. And I'm using all of the called for colors, except I changed Carriage Black and I'm doing Weeks Coal for that. But other than that, it's all of the called for. And I want to work on that too. I just want to work on all of these. It's so fun. Fall stitching is my favorite. Fall is my favorite season. I would love if we had more of like a traditional fall, but it just stays so warm so long. But in my head, I'm pretending. Okay, next is another. Okay, let me just say this. Every single thing I'm showing, except for this, me and Sarah are stitching together. Isn't that fun? We really have like such similar tastes, and we really do. We don't always stitch the same things, not always, but a lot of things we do. But then we both also have other things that we're like not stitching the same. So this is called Woodland Witch, and it's by Brenda Gervais. And I think I finished everything on the outside. I think all I need to do now is the inside. A question that I get asked a lot has to do with over one and how I handle that, because I work on Ada. And the answer is sometimes I omit the thing. Typically I'm going to do that if it's words. However, there was some over one on this, and I'm going to get up close to see if you can see. Right here on top of this mushroom there is a snail, and right here there's one. Okay, you can see. So that was over one, and I honestly just, I don't know, I just figure it out. I do regular stitches, and I just make it work. So I don't really know what else to say other than that. Is I use the over one chart as an idea to follow, but it's not exact. But I've never run into the problem where I just couldn't make it work. So, I mean, I think those look pretty good, don't you? I hope so. Let's talk about what I'm stitching this on. This is on a 20 count Fiber on a Whim in the color Moonstone. And I know I'm just kind of pulling a color at a time. And I think I'm subbing some DMCs in there. I'm not. So what I normally do when I'm, like, I don't have any colors pulled for this. I'm just going a color at a time. And so what I'll do is when I pull a color, I'll write it on my chart so that I know. And then when I'm done, I'll transfer all that into my notebook where I keep all of my records. So I really don't know what my color conversion will end up being for this whole thing. Anytime you're interested in colors that I'm using or anything, if I'm changing something and I haven't, you know, said it here or you missed it or something, you can always reach out to me on Instagram or email if you are interested in what I'm using. So, and normally I keep really, really good records. I feel really bad because This is one of my favorite things I've ever stitched and finished, and I love everything about this. However, I did a total different color conversion because it was stitched with dinky dyes, and so I did use fancy floss, but I just pulled from my stash. I wrote it all down on a piece of paper, and I was supposed to take that and transfer it into my notebook where I keep all my records. I know I wouldn't have thrown it away. Someone asked me for my color conversion and I couldn't find it. I felt so bad, but maybe one day I'll come across it. I thought I found it the other day in a project bag, but it wasn't that. It was Rejoice Evermore, and I had done the same thing. I'd written everything down on a piece of paper and then was going to transfer it into my notebook. Anyway, I said all that to say I'm pretty good about keeping records. So, but sometimes I make a mistake and forget to write it down. So let's see. I think that's everything that I have to show. So, oh, one more thing. I know I had talked about this previously about the Harvest Moon Hangout, and this was the Tiger Lily class. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I sort of messed up a little bit up here on my binding, and I kind of want to take that out and redo it. But until I do that, here it is. See what I mean? It just, I don't know what went wonky, but I think I'm going to fix that. But I love this. I love the fabric. I'll show you the inside. It has really cute candy corn. I love to learn something new and to push myself and challenge myself. And so this method for this starburst, you used foundation paper piecing, and I had never done that before. That was very fun. I would like to do that some more. This was a whole new thing for me, using the chenille and putting this round thing on there. So anyway, I had a lot of fun doing this, and like, I especially liked picking out what fabric is going to go where. I got a little wonky here. Like, I wanted this to be flipped, but this was my first time trying that, and so I think I did pretty good. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So I really love this, and I just love learning something new. So that's really fun for me. So I think that's all I have to show for now. I didn't show you this other bag that I also made. I made this also using a tutorial on YouTube that Tiger Lily put out. So, and then also that's how I made this one too, was with her patterns. So you can get all of her patterns and everything like on her website. So if you want to try something new and make a bag, so it's really fun. Well, I hope that you have a good rest of the weekend and a good week ahead. And I'm glad I got to come and talk to you for a few minutes today. And I'll see you next time. Bye.